Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today we've been going over, we were talking, or not today, but yeah, today. So this Bank of International Settlements news came up, okay? Bank of International Settlements has given its full backing to the development of central bank digital currencies. XRP will bridge CBDCs because it's the most efficient digital asset. David Schwartz referred to this as walls coming down and pushing a red button, making it nice and easy for a central bank to use XRP as a bridge currency. Now, against this backdrop, I want to show you this clip right here, okay? Now, this came out today, and something was said in this that struck a chord. Anthony Pompliano had put this out, and he was making the point that a senator is buying the Bitcoin dip. Now listen to this. Listen to what she says. If I can get it to play. Come on. Let's do that. Let's try that again.
From Wyoming. Senator, welcome to the program. First question, Bitcoin. You are a senator who owns Bitcoin. I think you're the only one who owns Bitcoin, the only one that I know of. How do you feel about Bitcoin's decline today? It's at 29.8.
I'm really excited about it because as soon as it drops a little more, I'm going to buy some more. I'll tell you, Stuart, my favorite stock that I own is a company called
Okay, sorry, I had a child in there that was making tons of noise, and I was trying to figure out if he needed something or what his problem was. He just couldn't be quiet. All right, here we go.
Reynolds. And I bought it, and it dropped like a rock. I held on to it, and my gosh, it has performed beautifully over the years for me. And I see Bitcoin doing the same kind of thing because the fundamentals are good.
Do you want any kind of regulation for Bitcoin?
I do. I want to have a level playing field. So digital assets, cryptocurrencies, understand what the rules of the road are. They're very simple rules, easy to understand, and they're not overly restrictive because we want to see increased innovation in this space.
See, now when she said level playing field there, it popped something in my head about Ryan Zagone and something he had said. These are the things that Anthony Pompliano and none of the Bitcoin maxis will ever tell you. They will point to how Bitcoin leads the market and how Ethereum leads the market. They'll do that. But they never will tell you that the only reason that those digital assets have that market share, and the only reason those digital assets have gotten the money they've gotten is because there hasn't been a level playing field. Someone, Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, someone gave those clarity and left the entire market besides those two out there in limbo. And I think that's what she's referencing. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here's where Ryan Zagone, remember, Ryan Zagone was with Ripple. He's on the stage with a bunch of people from the IMF, okay? This is a Bitcoin maxi over here. Listen to what he says, because this is the dirty little secret that the Anthony Pomplianos of the world will not tell you. That dirty little secret being, they know that Bitcoin and Ethereum do not have the market share they have without, unless they have that unlevel playing field. Listen to what Zagone says.
Today, the policy certainty in the U.S. exists for Bitcoin and Ethereum, despite the fact those are China-controlled platforms. So activity goes to those platforms. What we need to do from a policy perspective in the U.S. is look at the places where there are uncertainty. And one place, I'm speaking directly for me here, is XRP, where it looks like Bitcoin. It's decentralized, it's open source. We have 7% of the validation power on that, rather small in there. Grouping or giving clarity to those ones that are very similar to Bitcoin and Ethereum, that have the same characteristics and should be classified the same way. And then we're creating a level playing field across all the cryptos. I'm not anti-Bitcoin or anti-Ethereum by any means. I think there's a lot of great potential and breakthrough there. But we need to have a level playing field so the market can pick which ones they want to use and not be, as today they are, hindered by regulatory uncertainty.
I believe, like I've been telling you with this SEC lawsuit, I believe that they were given that status, they were given a label, Bitcoin and Ethereum, for it's one of two things. Either they were given that label and everything that's happened since then against Ripple and other digital assets was for the purpose of putting the others down while they propped Bitcoin and Ethereum up, or everything you're watching is a movie. I think it could be either one of those. And I believe that it was done there's not a question in my mind it was done intentionally. The question is, who are the puppet masters? Who are the people holding those strings? Puppet masters, that sounds like that needs to go on this thumbnail, because that's exactly, either way, folks, either way, there have been puppet masters behind the scenes in this digital currency space, in this whole thing. There has been, it's either a power struggle or it's the powers that be that are intentionally trying to make it look like there's a power struggle. It's not any in between. It's one of those two things. I've been around, Now, but how does all this tie into what happened with the BIS? See, what did they both say? Level playing field. Then he says we need a level playing field. And then you got the BIS announcement today that not about XRP, but that BIS has given its full backing to the development of central bank digital currencies. This is telling all the central banks you can do CBDCs. We've looked into it. Now, check this out. So this was a find from I Am Legion. You need to go follow him at PAISAN268498860. He did this back September 28th of 2019. I think this may have been recorded long before that, like 2016 to 18, somewhere in there. But these people on the stage, who's on the stage? That's Augustin Carstens, the same guy that was in that room in Switzerland with Brad Garlinghouse and Christine Lagarde. It's the same guy that runs the BIS now, and it is the BIS that runs all these central banks. I even showed you where the Bank of Thailand, which is a Ripple partner working with Ripple, one of 50 central banks working with Ripple, they're on the list of the banks that are a member of the BIS. Listen to what Augustin Carstens says.
I'm going to pull the mic. Okay.
And this is Ryan Zagone asking the question.
Hi, my name is Ryan Zagone. I'm from a company called Ripple. We use blockchain and virtual currency as a way to connect fiat currency more efficiently. It's a product for financial institutions. So it's an enterprise use case. We're using digital currency as an FX tool as opposed to a currency itself. As new enterprise use cases for DLT and digital currency emerge, how do we balance policy to allow these new use cases to take root while also capturing risk we see in the market today?
That's a great question. Who wants to take a bite of that? Go ahead.
I think there are certain principles that need to be upheld when doing regulation. Is that the same risk, same treatment? We have to really slice down what you're trying to do with technology and identify what is the underlying financial transaction you want to do. And if there is already a regulatory treatment, it has to be the same. Just because it's done differently through technology, that, at least from my own point of view, does not justify to give it preferential or adversarial treatment. I think it has to be a level playing field, and we as regulators, we have to be, as we say, technology neutral.
Neutral, okay.
Has to be a level playing field, you don't say. I'll play you a little bit of this other one. If I can get it to play.
They actually have to be enhanced.
Well, that's...
Actually, that's not the guy. I just wanted you to hear the rest of this.
No, it's sort of like saying that, okay, if you look like a bank, if you smell like a bank, if you walk like a bank, then you're a bank. Regardless of what you think yourself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Augustin says.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, that gets into yeah, go.
Okay, so you get the picture. You know, Ripple was popping up in the room. You know, not just everybody is hanging out with the guy that runs the BIS, and they just keep popping up in the room. Michael at VAL5 Links sent me this. Breaking, this is from John Deaton's law firm Twitter feed. Breaking, Judge Netburn orders the SEC to produce internal policies governing employees trading in or purchase of sale of digital assets, which the SEC has refused to do until now. One of three, see the text-only order referring to this matter. That's the order. And then he says, Netburn's order refers to the letter of motion. Therefore, SEC has to stop stonewalling and hand over policies governing SEC employees trading in or purchase of or sale of digital assets and virtual currencies. This could get interesting. Let me see. Then this was, okay, documents are relevant because they show how the SEC itself has categorized and classified XRP, other digital assets, including Bitcoin, Ether, pursuant to its own policies. The SEC treatment of trading in digital assets, including any distinctions it draws between XRP and other digital assets, is directly relevant to show the SEC's own perspective on digital assets. Now, this is interesting right here because Jeremy Hogan weighed in. He says, let's think about a best case scenario here for the SEC. It has internal trading policies, but the policies never state that it regards XRP as a security. Once that determination was made internally by the SEC, wouldn't it have made sense to inform employees? Makes sense to me. Then he says, let's think about a worst case situation for the SEC. It has internal policies that list specific items that are being investigated and warns SEC employees that they should not trade in them. XRP is not listed. Why not? If I'm the judge, I certainly want to know why. And it might not be this document, but if I was Ripple, I certainly would have asked for the names of any of the 4,300 SEC employees who have traded XRP since 2014 to the present. I am very curious to know the answer to that. Very curious indeed. And he added this document. Check this out. Harvard Law School stock trades of SEC employees from 2017. Says, in March 2009, David Coates, then Inspector General of the SEC, released a report outlining questionable trading activity of two lawyers employed by the SEC's Enforcement Division. And then it goes on. This part down here is what is interesting to me. Turning to returns, the SEC employees beat the market by about 5% overall and by 8% in U.S. stocks on average per annum. These abnormal returns come not from buying winners, but rather by avoiding losers. SEC employees tend to be good at selling securities prior to price declines. In dollar value terms, this trading leads to the average SEC employee earning a relatively modest $600 in abnormal profits per year, about 5% of what the corporate insiders earn via insider trading. These results are indicative of SEC employees being either skilled investors, lucky investors, or privately informed. We cannot confirm that our results are driven by trades on non-public information. What in the world is going on, folks? What in the world is going on? This is really sick. I mean, if that's what I think it is, and Lord knows I've shown you enough from Jay Clayton and friends to make you scratch your head at a minimum and at a maximum think that something really bad is going on. Now, speaking of something weird going on, Paolo has finally started up the printer. He's talking about the Tether Printer. All of a sudden, they started printing tethers, and then the market goes up. He says, like magic. Now, real XRP Boy, for those of you that don't follow this guy, you need to. At boy_XRP. He's one of the old school people that talks about Ripple and XRP. Now, we've played this video before, but it's so good that you need to see it again. It's only like 40 seconds, I think, or a minute. But this guy right here is talking sense. I want you to listen to him. He's got Anthony Pompliano on. Listen to what he says.
Interpretation of the facts. I find it interesting that it is almost impossible for Anthony and others involved in this space to not make the appeal to authority, right? Mark Cuban is doing it. Elon Musk is doing it, right? I'm encouraging people to think for yourselves, right? And ask yourself, really, is there a 1% chance that the US government is going to choose to give up its access and its control
or the BIS
of the monetary system to embrace Bitcoin as a reserve asset, given that, as I described and Pomp was unable to refute, $7 billion per year could turn this system into a smoldering heap of garbage, right? It's not hard to do. The fact that they haven't done it yet should be warning you that they have something else planned, right? This is not difficult. And nobody has been able to come back and say, well, here's the reason why that can't happen, right? This is a system that is designed to appeal to people's economic
that guy's talking sense. Now, this makes me sad. Breaking: John McAfee found dead in a prison cell after extradition approval. Spanish media reports John McAfee, 1945 to 2021. For those of you that have been watching my channel for a long time, I used to love to occasionally show John McAfee. And as a tribute to John McAfee, I think everyone's favorite thing to watch with him was when he did the Mixologies. And so we will miss John McAfee. I don't know anything about what he did or did not do. I mean, I know what some of the accusations are, but he still was a true entertainer. And he added a lot to the crypto space. And I want to show you this Mixology video in tribute to one of my favorite people to watch, John McAfee. Here he is showing us Mixology 101, the Sino-Soviet peach. I apologize for being remiss in keeping up with my mixology classes. Reality, unfortunately, has its own time frames. And I love his voice, too. Okay, now we're going. All right, here we go.
Vodka, a peach, and warm soda water. It's very simple. The first thing you do is pour some vodka, not a lot, into a glass. You do not want to use the entire bottle. It's simply not kosher.
Not a lot, but he keeps pouring.
But a hefty dose. All right, there we have it. Then, soda water in this glass. Not too much. That's about right. What do we do first? First, we take a healthy peach and we take a bite. Don't swallow. Don't even chew. Like the vodka.
Oh, man. This guy could drink.
Chew. Slow. And then soda water. Wow. You will never forget this drink. Thank you.
I'm going to miss that guy. He was a trip. iTrustCapital. This is one of my sponsors. Yearn Finance is now available in your crypto IRA, the most dominant yield aggregator in the industry. Investors earn high yields on their idle assets with a single, simple deposit. You have a chance to own the protocol. So iTrustCapital, ever since they added Coinbase Pro as a custodian, they have been adding assets rather rapidly. I'm telling you this, iTrustCapital to me has one of the brightest futures of any platform that there is, because this is so advantageous to crypto investors. So if you haven't opened an iTrustCapital IRA, I got links in the description, or just go to iTrustCapital.com, tell them DAI sent you. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family to go open an iTrustCapital IRA if they want to invest in digital assets, either tax deferred or tax free. Thank you for listening.